This game is Jewel Quest Solitaire. Take a trip through the South American jungle, playing solitaire, swapping jewels, and trying not to get eaten or contract any horrible disease that turns you inside out. I made up that last part. This is a fun game, and these puzzle games and card games shine on the Nintendo DS. They're such a great match for that game system. They don't cost all that much, and pack hours and hours of enjoyment that's contained in short little segments. Each game takes only a couple minutes, and you can easily save after each time you play. Now, this game does have music in the background. I pump the music from the DS into the camera when I'm recording and didn't realize I had it turned off the night before. So, it has a South American themed music soundtrack, which does get a bit repetitive after a while, but as you hear silence, I turned off the music. Which is helpful. That way you can also have a Walkman or boombox next to you playing Men Without Hats and still play Solitaire Jewel Quest. Or any group. It doesn't have to be Men Without Hats, but the safety dance goes well with anything. I like the Indiana Jones type font, and the whole 1930s South American jungle exploration romantic adventure theme is carried throughout the whole game. Okay, now how do I explain this game in just a minute or two? It's a combination of a card game and a jewel-themed puzzle game combined into one. So it's like a hot dog wrapped in bacon and deep fried. Both are excellent individually, but are even better when combined and deep fried. That really has nothing to do with this game. I've just been waiting to use that metaphor for something. And I just did. Excellent. It might be easiest if I read the back of the packaging. Featuring unique Tri-Peaks solitaire gameplay. You must match card suits to earn pieces for the jewel board, turning it into gold. Unearth buried cards, discover special moves, and avoid cursed jewels to solve 114 all-new card layouts. Riches and glory are in the cards. Play them wisely, or your journey could soon end. That sounds ominous. Basically, in Solitaire, what you're trying to do is lay a card on top of the card that's showing on the bottom middle of the screen that's either one number or face up or down. Each time you play a card, jewels will fall onto the board on the top screen. And after each round of Solitaire, you then play the jewel board, where you try to line up jewels in rows of 3 or more that then turn the underlying pieces into gold. It's very difficult to explain, but in short, the better you play at Solitaire and the better you play the jewel board, the more points you get. My only minor complaint with this game, because overall it's very well made, and it's a lot of fun if you like puzzle games and card games, my minor complaint is that I could not find anywhere to save a high score for each of the decks or each of the puzzles. As you play through the game, you unlock all new decks, and they show up in that book that I showed you in the beginning, where you can flip through the pages and then replay any deck at any time. You can also just play the card game individually without the whole jewel thing. You can manually save your scores by writing them down on a piece of paper, like we used to do back in the Atari 2600 days in the instruction manuals. But that's just a minor detail. If you like what you see on screen, I think you'll be happy with this game. It does have a lot in it. It makes a terrific game for road trips or for sitting in the airport or any time you want to just play a couple quick games of something. It's a bit difficult to explain verbally, but you figure it out pretty quickly once you start playing the game and figuring out how to get the most points and multipliers and how to start paying attention to what cards you're playing and how they affect the top board and then how to play that and get the most points. It's a difficult game to explain, and as you play through it, pieces of the story are then revealed to you, and you can read the adventure of the guy going to the South American jungle. There you go. What other game system would you find a game like this on but the Nintendo DS, which is one of the reasons I'm so impressed with the Nintendo DS. Jewel Quest Solitaire. If you're looking to blow things up with spaceships, this probably is not one for you, but if you like puzzle games, card games, and especially Solitaire, you'll dig this one. Let's watch some more gameplay, and as we do, I'm throwing out a puzzle for all of you. What member of the A-Team was in a full-length science fiction television movie with an actress who played Solitaire in a James Bond film? As a bonus question, what member of the A-Team was in a World War I film with another Bond girl? I could keep going. What member of the A-Team was in Star Trek The Next Generation with two of the X-Men, one of whom was also in a James Bond film? But not Storm, although she was also in a different James Bond film. And what member of the A-Team didn't like to fly? But if he did like to fly, he could occupy himself on the airplane with Jewel Quest Solitaire.